of all days that I have to do this, I choose to have a fucking sore throat today. What the fuck? Okay, so we will. Yeah, man, I need everything that I need. So we will start this podcast off, right, with like, we will take turns, each of you, right? Give us like a 1 minute thought, right? On what you think the current state of nightlife is like. Like just general lah, you know, is it like going to shit or is it like actually secretly them happening? Maybe you want to start first? Okay lah. Okay, you want to start first?
Yeah, man, I think this year in 2025 with Kotu and Rasa opening, I think we have a lot of different places to go to. I do think it's healthy for the scene. Sure, there's competition, but I think more and more people are coming to learn the alternative sounds of music, and they're tired of their marquees, their zooks. I guess all of us provide different experiences for them. Right? And if you can target the masses who are not our friends or our crew or our crowd, I think that's a big win. So yeah, happy to see it.
So basically this is a season of alternative options instead of the usual.
Correct. I think
okay.
so. I think so.
Then on to Zushan.
Yeah, I mean, like just like what James said, like it's about variety. There's just so much more options now, and even though there's the mainstream and the alternative also branches a broad spectrum. So if you don't like slamming techno, you can go to some other place, and then if you want something like more Gen Z, there's another place that does it. And it's cool because all these places are not huge.
Yeah.
Kudos to the big places that open up like 4-figure capacity, but having real estate
4-figure capacity like
2,000, 2,500 packs is just like
Is Rasa like 2,000 packs?
I not been
No,
there.
I think it's
500.
probably lesser than that. It's a nice intimate space. I don't think it's 500.
But it looks quite big, right? Because maybe is it because
The high
ceiling?
ceiling, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. There's variety everywhere now. There's more options, and you can see as time moves along, people from every generation they grew up, their music taste will just like slowly just funnel down into a certain sound, and I'm pretty sure they're all tired of so
Yeah. There's a time and a place for it. Yeah. Once in a while I still see myself listening to some Dimitri Vegas and like Mike.
future
but today in the shower I was listening to Kendrick Lamar, so it's like everything across the board. Yeah. What about yourself, Siva? What's the current state of nightlife? Your perspective?
I think in 2022 and 2023, we were all experiencing the post-COVID boom. Everybody was going out, everybody wanted to party. Last year, at least for me, I saw a drop in attendance and spending. And I attribute that to a number of things, right? Rising cost of living, the wars that are going around the world, people are not in a mindset to party or spend money. I don't know how the situation is going to be this year. I'm hopeful that it will be better. But at the same time, it's getting expensive. Taxis, cover charge, drinks, food, whatever, everything's more expensive. So I'm hopeful, but let's see how the year plays out.
Yeah, later on we can go a little bit into the topic of like prices are rising, but are clubs kind of rising their prices faster than they should lah? Maybe they're already making a profit, but they want more, and that actually becomes a disadvantage. And then less people in club, end of the day, contributing to the decline of the scene. That's another thing that we can think about later. But yes, Marcus, what do you think?
I think my observation, at least with the crowd, is similar to what Sivanesh observes. Maybe in terms of the music, I think Singaporeans are at least a little bit more open-minded nowadays. Granted, I think like the more niche genres are entering the festivals, the mainstream festivals. So gradually, I think the mainstream crowd is also picking up various kinds of genres.
This episode of Revelry podcast is brought to you by Revit. my preferred choice of anti-hangover gummies. These honey lemon flavored gummies are made with all natural ingredients to promote liver health and aids in the dissipation of Asian flush. Take 2 gummies before drinking and another 2 after for maximum effect so as to not be bogged down by hangovers the next day. So click the link in the description and use promo code RevelryFam to enjoy a limited time 15% off Revit gummies purchases. And now, back to the show.
So now let's move on to the first question. I did like a poll, like a question. I did a poll, like a question on Instagram and Telegram, and then we got pretty good responses.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so there are quite a lot of duplicates, which is why like I kind of like group them together based on how many times this particular questions have been asked. So the first and most popular question that our community has requested for you guys to give them an answer for, right, is what qualities and attributes do you prioritize in your DJ bookings? Could it be musical styles, social media, actual popularity, or the pool, or what is it? This is like open to the floor, you all can just go about it.
I'll start.
Yeah.
So I run the music program for 1939, formerly Potato Head. I also do parties with my wife under Civilian Affairs, and both approaches are really different. So with 1939, ultimately, as a music director, my role is to drive revenue and build a sustainable audience base. So the music, sure, it plays a part, but at the same time, I also have to look at which DJs are going to be helping the venue reach these goals, right? Whereas for Civilian Affairs, that's a purely music-focused endeavor. So I don't really look at social media. If it's someone whose music I enjoy, both of us, we do see a potential of that sound working in Singapore.
Yes.
We go for that. Long story short, to answer your question, it really depends on what I'm booking for. If it's my own parties, it's more music-focused. I try to get sounds that are, firstly, I have to enjoy it. Secondly, it has to contribute to the scene here. I don't want to be booking acts that you can get anywhere, anytime in Singapore.
Would you say that this is for everybody, right? Would you say that DJ booking manager, right, is like the investment banker for clubs, where you're like taking the club's money to go earn more money? Is that one of the main key metrics, or is like no, it's totally not? Maybe Marcus.
In a way, but I
James?
think we don't treat people like investors bank.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
But yeah, in a sense,
Really,
yeah.
man? Okay, wait. Okay, I don't really know much so about investment banking, but yeah, what's the difference?
I used to work in a bank.
Oh, okay. Yes, please tell us.
The right person for a
I
question.
cannot mention the bank name because
You're the buyer, right?
in case I get sued. But yeah, I guess in a way you're trying to create
Super crowded here.
you're trying to create multiple returns with what you have, right? And we try to create the best experience for or like value for money on your bang of buck. But yeah, in a sense, you really have to think that because you do want to have a success when you book a certain act, right? You cannot be selfish where I have my own taste as a personal person, but if I'm thinking about the club, I'll be like, is this going to work? Is this going to bring money for the club? Or is this going to satisfy me, So I think that's the fine line that you have to distinguish. Yeah.
What about Zushan and Marcus?
I guess from my side, I'm from High House and Nova. So obviously, when we started High House, it was completely brand new thing. We were, most of the people there. You play there. It's a lot of exo people, but
Fucking amazing.
yeah. But for the first,
I agree.
Please include bias here. I play that. Fuck.
but yeah, so there's no history that we need to align to. For the first time, I'm pretty sure for most of us, we got to start a brand new project and lead it however we want to lead it. When it came down to programming, we were like, okay, we are in a new era. We should move forward with what's going on now. And at a point of time, bloody techno, anima, that shit was coming around, and so High House initially was not meant to have many international bookings to begin with. We've got the restaurant and the whole dining thing that goes into the club thing, but we're trying, we tried to push more locals, but at the start, it was hard to pull locals. Granted, most of us, our following or our clientele came from big super clubs, bottle champagne people. So to try and get them to keep coming, we eventually had to pivot and book international stuff. You see it more on a branding scale. And very interesting with I never used to look at social media numbers and everything, but these days I do, not for the numbers, because frankly I book acts that suit the venue. I enjoy it, but it's not exactly something I listen to every day today. So sometimes I see a DJ pop up and I see who's following in Singapore to see if that's following. So I don't even know the person's name. It's like, oh shit, there's actually a big fan base here, so you can just go for it.
This episode of Revelry Podcast is brought to you by Ripple Hydration, the perfect isotonic recovery drink for active individuals or after a late night out partying and drinking. Unlike many of its competitors, Ripple Hydration is a sugar-free beverage, a healthier option. This in turn prevents an energy spike and crash situation. It comes in a variety of flavors, and my personal favorite is the lemon lime. Each one of the sachets can be mixed with up to 750 ml of water. And again, comparing with similar beverage brands in the market, it is the most value for money. So click the link in the description and get a limited time 15% off all Ripple Hydration beverage purchases. And now, back to the show.
Before we continue, Marcus, right? Two things that blow my mind. I just did a podcast recently, right? Somebody told me that COVID was 5 years ago. Holy fuck, that's
Feels like
damn
that, huh?
long ago, yeah.
But
Okay.
the start of COVID.
Yeah, till now, right? Maybe COVID ends maybe 3 years ago. Yeah. So, and also another thing is we have already been into the social media age for so long already. So social media numbers, right? Wow, so many fake ones, Yeah, and it's honestly we are also slowly able to tell the level of organic engagements. And yeah, I'm glad you brought that up and you take that very seriously into the DJ booking equation, I would say.
I don't really I must see the social media.
But you agak.
Sometimes I see the name or I check the out person, then I'll see.
It helps
And
sometimes,
like, wow, okay, maybe this one got a chance.
So before you continue, right,
Yeah.
there is another DJ, right, that add on more points to this particular question, is basically saying that is it an important part of the deciding factor, right, based on the person's repertoire of music production, Spotify plays, as well as past gigs? Yeah. What do you think? Or anybody can answer.
I don't care.
It doesn't
I
matter.
don't care. So,
Oh, damn.
So this is one thing that last year in June, when we booked Sunny Jays and very much, I'm wanting to bring the boys back. We've known them for damn long. But they've done Tomorrowland main stage and everything. And with the help of his agent, I told him this is a chance for them to come and just do what they want.
With the help of the agent to bring to Singapore.
Yeah, I mean the agent's a good friend also. But
Right.
explaining the concept is you don't need to play main stage style, get on the mic and start. Just go with the flow and just feed off the crowd. It's the same thing I tell all the local DJs that I bring in as well. It's the DJ needs to enjoy themselves. We've all been through resident life where we're just sometimes just waiting for 2.5 hours for a shift to end. It's time to bring people that actually enjoy it, internationals or locals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your take on this question? We still at the first question, right? What qualities and attributes do you prioritize in your DJ bookings?
I think overall it needs to make commercial sense with the bookings. As much as we wanna push a certain sound, or maybe book the biggest headliners and all, but the financial model needs to make sense so that the venue can continue on for the years to come.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people don't really understand, right, that when you book an act, they actually have to work in real life. So Spotify numbers and social media numbers don't really play a huge part when it comes to real life charisma, ability to interact with the audience. But how do you all find that out? Is it you book this guy, okay, shit fail, trial and error, true trial and error?
Sometimes it's like that, I feel. Especially if you don't know that person at all. I think half of the bookings that I book at High House, I didn't know half of them. But grew to discover them. And there was probably a few that I wanted to bring down, but the other half was just taking a chance on it. And it was just around that time when we managed to lock down melodic techno, and people outside know them more than I do. So it's like, okay, cool.
And I mean, to going on with Ben's point, Spotify, number of plays, it helps. It gives you a certain sense of what this person is about. But to truly understand how they are as a DJ, listening to their sets on SoundCloud, everybody has video sets on YouTube as well. That really helps as well to understand, okay, is this DJ that you want to book, are they able to deliver what you're expecting? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important to record your set. But then I think as an open format DJ, here's the bloody problem. Every video is a different genre, right? And when people look at your set, they also don't really know how to book you, right? So I think it's like very important for you to like kind of like stick to what you want to be booked for. At the end of the day, it's like a portfolio, right? Yeah. So next question, have you guys ever encountered situations where you felt that investing more resources in supporting local DJs might have yielded better results than booking a high-profile international act?
I think I can start. So I think when I was a promoter with my outfit called Algorithm,
Algorithm is your own collective.
Correct. With two other guys. Well, we were always about promoting a local scene, and we always used to do local parties, never a headliner. And that used to be the modus operandi, and it worked. It brought us money. We're always going to push local. But now that I'm running the programming for a club, it changes because, I mean, now you have a bigger team to answer to, right? Your investors, your bosses. And when they show me the data of an international night and a local night, and they say, hey man, you can book all the locals you want, but we're not making money.
Wow.
So
Undeniable, yeah.
correct. So that's when you think like, oh fuck, he's actually right.
I love
Like,
that.
and then you think about, hey, but why? Our locals are so fucking talented, right? But I personally feel Singaporeans, as much as you want to support local, with the glut of acts we're having now, like, look at Maki booking hard techno acts, we have Tuck Shop, we have everyone booking like primo acts every month. If you are a Singaporean student or like a working man, and you have 6 options.
Oh shit.
I get to see my friends, sure, but I saw them last week, right? Now I get to see, I don't know, Nina Kravitz.
Yeah.
Hey, but no, I'm gonna support local. So you
Say no Singaporean ever, man.
Yeah, no one's gonna say no to Nina, right? So you have to be realistic. As much as everyone says, hey, push local, we try the best that we can to push local by diversifying the whole warm-up lineup and even having local nights. But you have to have the internationals, bro. Just to bring in that. For me, it's also about education. Like when I was a young DJ starting out, I would go and see international DJs. I'll be at the front at headquarters last time. I'll just be watching them twist knobs. and I will learn more from everyone, not even locals, but even international, who is so different, right? He brings in a new sound to the whole community. You're like, what the hell was that? And I feel we shouldn't just like, oh, fuck internationals, fuck the white people. It's not realistic. You grew up listening to internationals, so you cannot just be, oh yeah, I'm pro-local for life. No internationals for me. So you have to be realistic. I think half-half is a good balance. And I think that's the way it should be.
But it's kind of tricky, man. Like as much as all of us would like to push the local scene or the regional DJs, right? I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think there's a misconception of with the punters, when it comes to quality. There's this misconception that the internationals, because they are internationals playing all around America, Europe, all around the world, they're better. Not necessarily
Is it like
true.
a Singaporean perspective? Very common misconception, right?
It's a very common thing, and not necessarily that all these internationals are better than the locals. I've seen some DJs, international bookings, they rock the party, but the locals killed the party way better than these guys. How do we change that mindset? You tell me, man. I'm still trying to figure that out.
So, Marcus, anything to add on this point? Booking locals versus internationals. Just now you're also stressing about your international booking and shit. Man.
I think both bring two different kinds of crowds and experiences. I think naturally with the local DJs, they bring their friends, they bring their supporters, they bring people that grew up here. The international DJs naturally would bring some of the expats that are here, expats that are looking for places to party. Of course, the locals that are looking to support these international acts also will come. So these are like the new faces that will experience your venue for what it is for likely the first time also. Granted, I think the international DJ bookings is like it's a must to stay relevant and current in the current times. But I think occasionally also supporting the local artist community is important, just for hopefully one day our locals also make it into the international stage.
Yeah. So I have a particular question for Zushan from one of our guys. So for Zushan, compare and contrast working as a DJ booker at High House versus Zouk. Because very different, right? Super club and lounge bar concept.
Yeah.
Venue capacity also.
Zouk, see, it's going back to when we last did Revelry.
Yeah.
This is like maybe 2 years ago. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Zouk was my dream job. I got it, and I was like, this is the. It wasn't like, okay, I made it. It was just like, okay, now this is my chance to try and learn some stuff that goes on in the background. Back then we just rock up, DJ, get drunk, piss people off, and then just like go home. Yeah. But then, eventually you start learning things in the back line and how it works. And yeah, like how old Zouk used to do it is like, they will book their internationals as a form of branding. At the end of the day, and it's the same with all your establishments. Maybe have an international guest once or twice a week. The rest are nice anchored by locals.
Right. So booking for branding, does it mean that it's not making money?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Yeah.
Sometimes yes, sometimes
Yeah.
no.
I mean, these days definitely it is, you can kind of try and see more as a branding thing because definitely cost is rising, big time with everything. And especially it all also like is dependent on your venue capacity. Especially for us, all your venues, you have a specific capacity limit, and that limits to how much you can spend on international DJ. I mean, unless you get a sponsor. But at the end of the day, it's like, you want to try at least break even. If you want to spend on branding, get a sponsorship in. But yeah.
So meaning if like you book Martin Garrix at Zouk full house versus you book like third party also full house, same thing, right? But then Martin Garrix probably like 100 times more expensive,
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to know your space very well as well.
Yeah.
So the third question I have here, right, is when you see strong turnouts at an event but low revenue, what are the concerns? And conversely, vice versa, high revenue but lower than expected attendance. How does management see this? And very often times, right, you see clubs always blame the DJ. This DJ is the problem of the night, Yeah, but how would you guys kind of rate this and create a feedback that will be beneficial to the club in the coming future?
I think low turnout but high revenue, nobody's gonna complain, because end of the day your bottom line matters, right? But I've had events where we've had like 250 people at our party, but the bar spend was not as impressive. And sure, that leads to some uncomfortable conversations. I can't really pinpoint on why the revenue was low. Sometimes it's also strange, right? You have 250 people at a party, you would expect, okay, you might be able to walk away with a profit, but these things happen. Circumstances, right? So yeah, just go with the flow, I guess.
Do you all have the pressure of having like a hit rate? Because you are DJ booking manager is technically one of the most important roles in the club. You're like literally the upper management kind of thing. You determine like a huge portion of the revenue of the club. Do they kind of like judge you based on like how many wins, how many losses you have? Or not really?
For me, no. Okay. So maybe going back to Zouk, there were times you have low turnout but high revenue. These are your table spenders.
Right.
Maybe they just come for a DJ, but they're not really dance off it. And then there was a time, sometimes you book a techno DJ and packed up but low revenue.
Yeah.
But then you start to look back and see what other factors that come down to what the low revenue comes down to. You know, high revenue because maybe or low turnout, they're popping bottles and stuff. But if it's high turnout, low revenue, that means the bar's not moving. You know, that's sometimes you need to align your operations according to the night that you have.
Right. So the AAR, the after action review, includes a lot more of like operations and beyond, rather than just DJs alone.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
there was that one techno DJ, it was just like the ops team I don't think they knew much, and it was also a learning lesson for me. The bar queue was full. There were only 2 bartenders. So
Oh no.
so I mean, lesson learned, and we'll move from there. So even now going to high house, also like most of our area is like tables, lounge
Right.
tables. You got a bar, but like on Christmas Day when I did Thais and Coach Jones, we just got 2 bartenders and 1 waiter because we know no one's going to be popping bottles. Everyone's going to buy those drinks.
Right.
Yeah.
What about Marcus? This is for when you see a strong turnout but low revenue kind of thing, or vice versa.
I think low turnout, high revenue. I think end of the day, it wouldn't cause too much concern because at least on a commercial front everything is covered. I think on a high turnout scenario, or at least maybe for me, I've never experienced a high turnout and low revenue scenario.
Right.
If it's a high turnout, most of the time it has always been a high revenue scenario where we hit all our targets and stuff.
I actually do want to add one thing, and I'm not sure whether my brother Andrew told you when he was.
Wow, Andrew
Yeah.
T, man, shout out. Episode 1, goddamn mega
There you
support,
go.
man.
Yeah. And Andrew told me this one thing from very early days, and this was I think around the start of when bottle culture became big. And he always said that when you are selling bottles every night, maybe it's low turnout, but they're buying bottles all the time. In the short term, it might seem like you are making bank, but the truth is, you clear your bottles faster. When you sell loose drinks, you get to dilute that shit, and in the long run, is do not underestimate loose bar sales.
Loose bar sales.
Yeah, even if it's like horrendous tequila, soda, that's money.
Yeah, and then you have those like 100 bottle guys, right? Like, hey, I want 100 bottles, right? But then for the next 3 months, they come and claim their balance.
Exactly.
Then end up
They're
it's
not spending
like,
money already.
you're just spending in installment, right? If you think about it. Yeah. James.
I think I agree with both of them. Like, I generally think higher numbers translate to higher sales. I don't think we've ever seen low turnout with higher sales yet.
Those that give a lot of guest lists.
We are,
Later we can move on to that guest list culture, okay? Coming ready.
we are a bit of a more intimate space, so it's 220, right? So for me, my role as a head of music or music editor or whatever. For me, success for me is seeing a big crowd. Sure, if revenue comes out later, we didn't make money, like, okay, fine, okay, we have to go back to the drawing board, see how we can improve sales. But for me, if people turn out for the music you created, for me, you're doing something right? And then you have to go back to the business decision. How are you not making money? Then you look at how we can increase sales from all these people. That's how I view it.
Yeah, makes sense. It's like you as a DJ booking manager, you book the DJ, it's supposed to be like them happening, right? So it's like the numbers is like technically your main KPI lah.
Correct.
Then whether make money or not is like maybe not just the DJ booking manager fault already. It's a lot of factors like marketing, PR,
Correct.
ops, everything.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree, man. But I don't know whether the people at home agree or not. Let us know in the comment section down below. All the bloody haters.
I mean, also like, coming back to that, also, like, and maybe I'll pull it back to the international DJs and the local DJs.
Yep.
And especially when you book your international DJ, you book your local DJs to do the dirty work. If it's a local night, when you book international DJs, they're just going to come on stage and blast it.
Right.
Go for it. But as a resident DJ, whether you're a warm up or it's just a local night, you need to be able to take things back. Move people to the bar, let them get a drink, smoke, whatever, come back. That's how small things like that just helps with revenue.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So technically, resident DJs really need to be on their A game and really
and-
need to be very on point. Then
and
I
really
guess that's
proud.
also a hiring criteria for the regular local acts, right?
Yes, but at the same time, we had been stuck in the past for a bit too long. And I probably repeated this to a lot of people before, but in order for the new generation to start, not say taking over us, but like getting into the scene,
Yes.
we need to give them opportunities.
Yes.
Border culture kind of like screwed things a lot for us. Back then, when we started DJing, we used to like just play gigs and like get scolded by our mentor. You don't get that shit anymore. You just play a shit gig, you never get booked again.
Yeah.
No, but you can't.
Level up.
Yeah, for me, you can't level up if you are not given the stage to even begin. Let them make mistakes. Even we make mistakes all the time as well.
Yeah, that mentorship is kind of missing a little these days.
It's lost, bro. It's lost.
It's just how you were saying mentorship. I got another sub question here from one of our guys. Yes, giving them opportunity, right? So, is it easier? Okay, let's just say I'm a local DJ, right? Is it easier, right, for me to request for maybe Sivanesh book a international DJ? Then I'm like, okay, I want to be an opener. Is it easier for me to get that kind of booking as compared to like, oh, I want to be like main set, high house, something like that? Would it be easier?
Well, with Civilian Affairs, we try to we make it a point to give the younger generation opportunities,
Yes.
and it's been something that we've been doing consistently. To Zushan's point, if you want to build a scene for these guys, they need to be given opportunities, and it's okay if they fuck up. It's really okay. All of us had moments like that, but it's through these moments where they evolve and they know what went wrong and how to be better, right? Sorry, what was your question? What did you ask me?
Yeah, so it's like, is it easier to get an opportunity as an opening DJ for a big act or like a main set DJ for like a local night?
I am not going to give a main slot to a new DJ.
Yes.
I'm going to give you opportunities for sure, but learn how to warm the floor first. Understand the room before you start playing a main set. Before you fly, you have to learn how to walk, right? I'm a firm believer of that. So slowly.
But opening for big international act, right, is also a very high stakes activity, right? So that one also cannot anyhow give also. Right.
Yeah. So it's not like we are going to give opportunities to any and every bedroom DJ.
Oh, right.
I'm going to be booking people who I see at my parties first and foremost.
Oh.
Yeah, I want not even my parties, but my friends' parties. I want to see you out and about supporting me and my friends at their parties before I will even consider you for a slot. I want to support you, but you have to be supporting us before things can happen, right? Opening for international DJ can be a very pressurizing job.
Yes.
But the guys that we book, I know they're capable. So I have no qualms about that.
I saw one classic example of a great opening DJ, Hong. I want to give a shout out to Hong from Zoop, right? He did opening for Above and Beyond. God damn it. Because Above and Beyond is like quite lepak, right? So he need to be more lepak.
Yeah.
Wow, besides, you remember the table has scolding him, hey, change DJ,
Oh
change
shit,
DJ.
really?
Yeah, then Hong just fuck care all of them, just do his shit, right? And it's like amazing. And then Above and Beyond giving the dab or what the fuck? Next level is here.
And that's the point as well. It's like, don't take away the shine from the guest DJ.
Right.
You can't be blasting music
Yes.
all the way. You need that. Even some DJs, riders, they said, do not exceed this BPM,
BPM,
no
yeah.
slamming
Oh
stuff.
shit.
Yeah, so that when they take over, it will be, then they can have that added
Like
boost.
do not exceed this dB also.
Yeah, maybe like, there could be a request for that, but, Jeremy Watam is just, I think a lot of, the new generation were kind of like, they've been influenced by the whole Tomorrowland thing. You go there, every hour, different DJs slam, different genre, slam. There's
First one coming intro.
There's no, the only journey set was probably Carl Cox doing the 4-hour opening. That's it. Yeah. So it goes back down to the same thing. You want to build the floor, but you don't want to tire them.
Yes.
But right before, maybe 15 minutes before, let them go to the bar, get one more drink, come back, and yeah.
Yes.
We got to make our headliners look good.
So the next one is how do you handle competitors trying to book the same act? Wow. How do you work around it? Is there like frustration?
I think I learned this the hard way also last time. Being at Zouk, having this thing where we're a mega club and don't touch the underground acts. They're like, so there were bridges burned and stuff, but everything was all made up lah. And that's coming back to all these small, everyone has their own concept in their different venues. So we try not to touch. We have a niche on our venue. Let's not go and touch somebody else's. Unless an external promoter wants to come over and do the event, fine by me. But
Right.
if you have a DNA in your
Stick to
venue,
it,
stick to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I think it's semi like a bidding war
Yeah.
to some extent. So I think it's also a matter of who can outbid the other.
Yes.
We all would pick our battles.
Yep. Like, honestly, the elephant in the room is we cannot beat Zoo and Maki, to be honest, with their infinite budget. And any DJ, right, that we kind of like, hey, this guy is going to be popular next year. Then we book him. And next year, he, I don't know, play Tomorrowland or something. Then, oh, shit, somebody take. Right. I think Agents of Time, right?
Agent of Time was the
You
one.
literally book them like.
It was. I actually wanted to get Agent of Time before COVID already.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
I knew
yeah.
about them, and I think it was like at Zouk, the key one we got PDVG. First one in Asia to get. That was a big thing for us, and then it blew up. And now, when in a smaller venue, we get to find the next, Agents of Time, and then being able to get Gioli and Sia do a hybrid set, that was mind blowing.
Amazing.
So you don't need to spend big. There's so much more like other things out there, especially a lot of these acts during the pandemic, they released video sets, and that's how they came out.
Okay, so for James, right, how do you handle competitors trying to book the same act, right? And also, right, when you're a smaller venue, does that mean you need to be more creative when it comes to the booking?
I mean, thankfully for us behind the green door, follow us on Instagram.
Dude, you're booking fucking good. The New Year's Eve, I don't know how to pronounce his name. starting with A.
Ahad Dream, yeah.
Ahad Dream, yeah.
That was one of the biggest acts.
God damn.
It was nice, like, it was nice to have like a fellow Indian guy who's made it big.
Never include him.
But it was nice to have a fellow South Indian headlining our New Year's Eve, bringing us to New Year's. But I think we're very new, we're only 8 months old. We've been lucky not to have any competition, but who knows what's gonna open up in the next year. But I don't know, man, I believe there's so many acts nowadays. If you really want to go on a bidding war with your fellow Singaporean over one act, are you really having a brand settled in the right place? I don't know. You can just go for the next act. Like for me, that's what I would do. I'm not going to get into a bidding war with any of the super clubs or any of you guys for sure. If you all have the hunger to book the act, okay, go get it. Go get the next act. For me, it's not such a big deal unless it's like someone fucking I don't know, Seth Stroxler or something that I really want to see. Unless it's so fucking big that I'm gonna fucking outbid you. But I don't see the case in our community. I think all of us are focusing on our own lanes. I don't see any interlab unless it's super big.
Yeah.
So
I can't say that I have entered any kind of bidding wars, and I don't know if this is relevant, but earlier me and James were talking about fees,
Yes.
agents and fees, and that's where sometimes I struggle. There are some internationals that I want to have at my party, and the agents, I don't blame them because they represent the DJs and they want to get paid, and I believe everybody should be paid fairly. But some of the numbers that they throw at us, it does not make sense. They are not getting that kind of money in Europe or America, but for some reason they think when they come to Asia they can command big bucks. Sure, if you're a Maki or Zouk and you have 3,000 people capacity in your venue and you can recoup that kind of money, sure. But for most of our venues where it's 500 people, paying a $10,000 DJ fee is a bit crazy, bro.
Yeah, but when they quote, let's just say back in US, or Europe, they are being paid 10,000. When they come over here, they want to charge 50,000, right? But how do they kind of justify this kind of prices, right? Wouldn't they be after 3 months of testing the market, they realize, oh shit, nobody's biting, nobody's booking us. Then they will reduce back the price.
I think there are people who end up booking these guys at that prices. And also, going back to what we were talking about earlier, like Spotify numbers and all that, and your DJ Mag rankings. These are metrics that these agents use to justify those numbers. And like I said, I'm okay if you want to be paid. Everybody needs to be paid, but fairly. It cannot be I cannot be paying this kind of money and then end up losing money at the party. It has to be reasonable for all of us.
So the size of the DJ and the fees as well as the venue capacity. All plays a part.
See, like back to now to fully answer the question, the difference from what I was doing at High House to now is like when I was at Zoop before, I had capacity. So they used to like throw stupid numbers at me and it's just like so hard. Now I can put a cap down and say like, no, this is our hard line. We cannot exceed. If not, we're just gonna lose money, like straight up. There's no point. Yeah. If it means having to lose an act, fine. Maybe some other bigger venue can pick it up. Sure.
So a follow-up question to this, right, is that how do you guys speak to your bosses or investors, right, to convince them to continue to support you when certain times the profit is not there? Like you are going through a branding exercise. Yeah. How do you like convince them that this is a good act when it is not the obvious choice?
Well, at Potato Head now, 1939, I know what works, so I stick to that, and that is mostly local DJs.
Yeah.
But for my own parties under Civilian Affairs, there are times where I book a DJ knowing that I'm going to make a loss, but I'm okay with that because I want to push that sound, I can't do that anymore because, I've been doing that too much. This year, I've got to be a lot more strategic with how I run the company.
Yeah.
But yeah, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, what did you ask?
Yeah, but I think Civilian Affairs is easier because you are the owner.
I run it, so I don't really answer to anybody
But
except the
for
venue.
three of you guys, like you have to answer to Behind the Green Doors, High House Nova, and Tipsy, right? How do you guys tell your boss like, hey, okay, this is worth it, this is worth it?
I think I just be very upfront about it.
Yep.
Just tell them that this is the cost, show them the financial model.
Financial model.
Of course,
Damn.
show them the break-even point.
Okay.
Show whether how likely we are to hit that or how likely we are to potentially take a loss. And then we will weigh whether is it a worthwhile booking or not, just to perhaps position us in a different way in the market.
Do you guys take reference with other clubs? This club is similar to our club in Taipei is packed. You definitely work for us. Something like that. Do you all do that?
No.
Can't do that, man.
No, right?
Yeah.
Try and believe in like our own project. Right?
Your own project.
It's also
Yeah.
different demographics, man.
Exactly.
Every city has its own DNA, right?
Mm.
What works there is not necessarily going to work here.
Exactly. Like some countries do actually book DJs based on DJ Mag ranking.
Yeah.
Singapore doesn't. So it's to each his own. That's why some artist agent can try and like throw some stupid number. And that's when those DJs are not getting gigs, that's when they will have to find an agent in Asia that knows the market.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's great news, man. We're not booking based on DJ Mag because it's so unfair and also difficult, right, to classify how good an act is because it's so subjective. Yeah.
Also, that DJ Mag ranking, it's
Yeah, we can go into that, man.
it's not really
huge rabbit hole,
accurate,
man.
I'm gonna zip my mouth.
Let's
can
put it
any,
in, yeah.
This is the rabbit hole.
do you all actually have any intel that y'all can let us know?
Unfortunately, I can't say anything.
Because he knows
Sorry,
too
Chris.
much. God damn it. Yeah.
I can't say anything.
Yeah, it's really like, I don't know, would you consider this insider or illegal, unethical, or it's just part of business or what?
It's all a perception game, man. It's that's unfortunately that's how it's become now. I
Yes.
feel personally,
It's
you
like,
know.
it's like branding also. It's like, not like your Spotify, your play numbers, your Beatport sales. You can, work the algorithm in your favor to drive your numbers up. So it's branding at the end of the day. That is branding for them. They are investing their own money to get themselves up there. Or maybe some other agency's money.
Yeah, I think going back to one of the first questions, you're asking about how do you hire people, right? Music, social media.
Yeah.
So I feel in this day and age, you can inflate your social media numbers so easily by getting bots. It's the same as Spotify listens. You get bots listen to your Spotify. So if you use that as metrics, it's gonna change the game for the worse lah. So I think ultimately is if you like the person and what they are about and what they're trying to create, I think that's the main. main goal lah.
So now comes to another question, right? That links to what you say, right? Is it now more and more important for artists to build a relationship with their audience in a sense like how pop stars do it? Because DJs are we're like so focused on the technical, and then when we put out social media posts, right, it's more about what we do and our projects, right, and nothing about us because we don't want our personality to kind of like taint it, which is I guess also why historically EDM DJs, Swedish House Mafia only just wear black t-shirt and that's it, no personality, just focusing on my skill. But with the emergence of AI and also recently Anima the Sphere, his opening act is two robots playing the cello. So you don't even need a human anymore already, So is it more and more important, right, for you to connect with your fans like how K-pop artists are doing, pop stars are doing, more important than the music in the craft itself?
I'm not against
In
stuff
order to
like-
get booked.
I'm not against stuff like what Anima does. Back then, the self-esteem used to like wear crazy shit on stage. Yeah, so whether you're doing anything or not.
Dada Life.
Dada Life, Daft Punk, think about it.
Yeah.
2007, Coachella, they built a pyramid. You don't know actually if they're doing anything, but they put on a show. That's when you get to that stage, it's about the show already.
Yep.
Yeah.
Putting on a show, but what about relationship with the fans? Like,
So it really depends on how you want to perceive yourself.
Yep.
Obviously Daft Punk doesn't go down on stage and talk to fans. They
Yep.
communicate to them through their characters. That's why they lead like a double life. Some are okay to go down if you feel like it's nice for you to go down and meet your fans and everything and build a following from there. That's cool, but if you want to be like Fortet and just hide in the VIP corner, sure. Yeah, some people like that, and it's up to you.
Yeah, when it comes to content creation, right, do you still think that producing music is relevant to your DJ booking anymore? Because
Yeah, I mean, in this day and age, productions really help you to stand out in a sea of DJs. It's also a lot of the bookings that I do under Civilian Affairs, it's mainly because of the productions that they put out. I listen to their music, I like what I hear, I go and check out their DJ mixes, I like it even more, then the booking comes, right? So in my case, productions are an essential part of your identity and how you get booked around the world.
what about for you?
Sorry, what was the question?
Is it more important for music production to get booked versus like parasocial relationship with the fans to secure a booking?
I think it goes hand in hand. The production will help with your building your fan base. In turn, your fan base will also likely help a bit with your production streams, production numbers. Production also is likely the main reason why you likely would eventually get your international bookings, because your music travels across the world. Your remixes get on the Hype Edit charts, SoundCloud charts. That helps you get noticed versus like just growing your own fan base. Like they might only start off like with the local community. Then
Yep.
This I think it's faster just by production.
So maybe before we get to James, I would like to add on more to the question. Okay, in the age, right, where DJ sets can be faked, music production can also be faked, numbers can be faked, right? How else? Let's just say all of us we are competing DJs, and I'm using like Suno AI to produce my music. I'm using like pre-recorded sets and everything, so I can churn out shit faster than everybody else, right? What will be the tiebreaker in all of this in today's age in order to secure a DJ booking?
For me, I think it's probably authenticity lah. Because like what I said, numbers can't lie. You can fake all you want. You can be your big 10 techno DJs, play the same stuff. With their whole team of people, they have like their social media managers. I'm pretty sure they have people sorting tracks for them.
Yeah.
So go there, look
For sure, man.
look pretty or handsome. Just
Downloaded for Richie Houghton.
no, so in the upper echelon of the game, I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. They don't do jack. They just come there and play. They get everything fed to them, right? I think how you're gonna break out now is like a Fred again, who's so fucking authentic, right? Sivilian is someone presses fucking pause. If you're a fucking diva, right, be like, fucking what the fuck? Blah, blah. He's just like, yo, cool man, I'll just restart the chat.
Yeah.
But like, you know, like a normal, I think people like normal human beings now. Like, I think they're done with like the whole,
Over polished.
yeah, razzmatazz of your perfect face, perfect body, perfect music, probably sing. So I think they're looking for something more real. I think that's going to be the game changer. Yeah.
Does this mean it kind of give rise to acts like FKJ?
Yeah.
Live. I don't know. Do you all potentially see live music taking over clubs?
No, I don't think so. I think it's like a different audience for that. You know?
Mm.
When people at FKJ come, they're not going to be playing in like
A nightclub.
a nightclub. They will play at they might pop up at a small club to change it into like a little like performance venue. You know, maybe like arts house or something kind of thing. The production thing, like it's like, you know, we spoke about Fred again. It's like I think the COVID kind of like just got everybody to just go back to like, you know, you can't fake this shit anymore.
Yeah,
You
correct.
know, go back to the stuff that you love. People, you see, even David Guetta started going back to actually proper producing. Fine by me, like, you know, he's back to it.
Yeah.
You know,
He showed the behind the scenes, right?
You still have ghost producers and all that, sure. But I see, what's your longevity? And like what James said about Fred again, like he basically like he basically proved that he can make it big by just writing his own story.
Right.
All his music is about his entire life,
Yeah.
and to be able to perform like that, like multi-instrumentalists are like the death of me. I wish I could be them, but that's a whole different ballgame. There's one guy I know here that is a multi-instrumentalist to that level. It'll be Fox. Yeah, but he doesn't perform that much these days. I wish Chris perform more.
Yeah.
Playing at Sunda.
Oh yes,
at Sunda.
yes, yeah.
Oh damn.
Because he's he's on the stage of, you know, trying to mentor the next generation. Yeah, he learned all the piano, drums, guitar, everything. He learning all from YouTube.
He's amazing live.
He
man.
is so
Yeah.
great, such a good producer. Yeah, and with the AI technology,
Yep.
they can make music for you. Fine. Why don't you use that technology to enhance your production rather than just let them churn shit out for you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you guys are like for the usage of AI, lah.
yeah. I mix and master AI now.
Yeah, faster, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to hire another guy, waste time, turnover time and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing, right, is that you mentioned earlier, right, you would love to book people that love your brand. Yeah, I think that's a good practice, you know. Yeah, because they love your brand, they will know exactly how to play for your nights as well. But are you able to, this is the next question, right? Are you able to block out an artist or collective's toxicity or bad reputation or history, right, in order to make a sound judgment on your bookings? Like, for example, there are some super talented weirdos out there, man. Your Kanye West of the world, you know. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Attitude is a big part for me, you know. So, sure, we've all had moments where we are not really proud of, but if you have evolved and you are a much better person, and I feel like I can connect with you, sure, why not? You know, the past is the past, right? Toxicity, man. Let's be real. Everybody talks. Everybody has got shit to say from time to time. You know, it really is. Yeah. Your attitude towards me and how I feel about your energy, and if it's something that's positive, even if you're a great musician, but if you have a shitty attitude, why would I book you? There's so many other people I can book who deserve that chance.
Yes. No.
I don't think I've been in such a situation.
All the people is amazing.
What's the question again?
Are you able to block out an artist's or collectives, right, toxicity or bad reputation or history in order to make a sound judgment for your booking?
Yeah, man, I don't think I judge people based on. I don't really think there's many toxic people in Singapore, are there?
I would like to add something.
Yes.
It just dawned on me. Depending on who I'm booking for and what the party is, if you're going to generate revenue for me, sure.
Yep.
You know, I've you know, ultimately, like I said, my job as a music director is to drive revenue, right? So for my personal brand, no. But if I'm working for somebody, all ego aside, if you can bring me money, yeah.
Yeah. Great perspective, because the other day I was just talking to my girlfriend, right, about there's this group that they don't want to work with us initially, and then we got something popping with us, and then now they want to work with us, right? And then I was asking her this dilemma: should we still work with this people, this group of people? And then her answer is yes, because if they can give us a good deal, why not, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, the rest is ego, and ego don't fit you.
100%, man. I think you summed it up very well, actually.
Yeah, hey, shout out.
Yeah. It's just more we all were that little young kid once trying to vie for opportunities.
Yeah.
And then eventually once you make it there, people will start clawing for you.
Yeah.
So it's basically it's this whole thing about proving your doubters wrong, stepping up above the rest. And then it's like you got to where you want that they're clawing for you. There's no reason to not work with them. Yeah. Good deal. Go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Next one, I would like Marcus to start with this. How do you balance booking for the culture versus booking for the revenue? I think Tipsy did quite a good job, man. Like in maintaining the cheese is to underground ratio, I think.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, lao you haven't even drink yet.
I think you
Why
need to
did you
start
show- why did you
drinking,
show
bro.
it?
You should maybe start drinking, man.
Why did you just show it?
I think I'm sharper when I drink.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why
I activate so many
slowly
bottles.
taste.
Okay, wait. How do you balance booking for the culture versus booking for the revenue? Okay, like example, dimensions. Example. There's so many other bookings. Let me see, Tipsy. So what is your perspective when it comes to booking versus culture versus KPI?
In March where we booked Moji. I think that was when techno was starting to be a bit more mainstream.
Yep.
Then of course in December we took a gamble with Dimension because we wanted to gamble with the fact that the mainstream festival DJs are all incorporating D&B remixes.
Yeah.
And I think Dimension being one of the more mainstream D&B DJs that went into the mainstream festivals. So these are more of the branding moves. Of course, we do a little bit more of the other version. What was the other version? The revenue driver, is it?
KPI bookings.
Yeah, KPI bookings just for
Surviving.
Yeah, just to continue to push the brand, push the culture.
In terms of culture-wise, I feel like that is not just based down to the international booking. Yes, we had to book it international to drive our sound, but at the end of the day, you need your resident DJs, the local guys you book to drive that culture. Yeah, that's the most important. If you want to book that next act, you got to keep consistent and keep going.
Right. So for your perspective, is okay. I want to have this new sound. You book this guy. And then for you, it's leading up to that guy.
Yeah.
You have your residents to build to that guy.
And obviously, book according to your venue's identity. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and there's if your locals can't even drive consistent revenue over the week, then what's the point of booking the international act? Or if say your local DJs are just going to be playing something else and then just book this guy, what's the point? There's no point at all.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I agree with that actually, because when you want to try new things, sure you can book the artist straight away, but I'll always test it out as well from a local night. I'll book a certain sound that I think is gonna work, and if it works with the normal local DJs, okay, we have potentials here. Then we book the big one, then it sort of works. But if you book them straight away, it's a risk, because you don't know whether it's gonna happen or not. But yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, great, man. That's how you test the water, right? Because international act is not cheap, man.
Correct.
Oftentimes, easily 10 times more than a local.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how do DJs actually set their DJ fees? Do they have a particular...
International.
Yeah, internationals, I guess. I mean, local is quite standard, right?
What's the local rate?
For the longest time in this podcast, according to 93 episodes, it is $100 per hour. Are you guys offering more than that? Or less than that?
I think it's pretty similar to that. Yeah.
Yep.
For what I do at Potato Head, at least 1939. Yeah.
Before we talk about international, right? Why is it right that local DJ rates are still $100 per hour for 30 years? Is it because local DJs did not provide increasing value that contributes to the KPI, and that's why their rates are the same?
I don't know. That comes to the point where especially after COVID, there are not many clubs now that have full-time resident DJs as
Yes.
it was before. You know, last time you work as full-time resident DJ, you get money salary, or if you're part-time, you get X amount per gig. Doesn't matter how many
Yep.
hours you play. So to go back to the hourly thing, because a lot of DJs want to like just be free and play wherever you want now. And not everyone's just doing straight club. You know, it could be like Sushi Samba, High House or whatever, you know, play Sunset Says, Selva even like doing, you know, the rooftop, what's that, Sky Bar.
Sky bar.
So your rates have to match the rate.
Your rates have to match the
Like, same thing, Tanjung Beach Club. Why it doesn't increase beats me. I feel we should be getting more, but then there's also the part where I think a lot of club owners know they can just easily put Spotify on and no one will tell them.
Yes.
Unless, I mean, you definitely need a DJ to play for the big parties, but on
Yep.
your weaker nights, you could just put Spotify on and yeah. Especially if your place was not meant to have a DJ and the big stage.
Mm.
Okay, guys, I don't mean to step on any
Let's go for it, man.
Hey, whack only, bro.
Disclaimer, I don't mean to step on any toes, but since I have been put in this position, I increased it to 150 because
Hell yeah.
back in the day,
Behind the
I
green
used to-
dollar rocks.
I used to. Amen! But no, because I'm in this position now where I can handle my monthly budget, right? If I have to cut one international to feed this, I will, because I don't fucking understand why after COVID, nothing against photographers, we love you. Thank you for doing everything for us. But how can a photographer get paid more than the DJ when we were on par before COVID, you know? So if that's happening, if they are getting paid more, then we should get more, and everyone should fucking trickle down, because without a DJ, your fucking party is fucking dead lah. So fucking wake up.
Yeah.
This is the way it should be. $50 is not that much. Look at fucking inflation. How much is the fucking chicken rice now?
Hell
So-
yeah, somebody crop this and send to all your management.
Yeah, I don't think
Taking a cab home
I don't
after
think
a
I
gig.
don't think I don't think 150 is that much when you're fucking selling bottles for so much.
Yeah.
Fucking 2x, 3x. So it really is not that. It's up to us to fucking push it. And again, I don't want to step on any toes. I know we all run businesses, but since now I am able to do it, I am going to do it, and I hope it changes, because
Which is why all the more we should be giving the new generation opportunities. And that's how we will identify, you know, or if I book a Nash D or Andrew T or what, you know, I'm going to pay him more. Because I know why he remember. He pays once a month, and that's how we segregate between them.
100%. We actually pay an HD more, but cut it out. But I would. pay
Nash D
more, 'cause
Blanja.
He has fucking put in the work. He's a fucking good DJ, and why should he get the same as up and comer? Like, there has to be fucking tiers, right? And we should talk about it. I think we should talk. Not here, but we should talk about it without the cameras on. So,
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think DJing, right, is really like a business. If you can negotiate, if you have the leverage, if you can provide more value, and then you just naturally deserve more, you know. So I don't think there is a blanket answer to this. Everybody has their own rates, and there's of course the standard. You can only provide the basic value kind of rates, $100 per hour, $150 per hour. But beyond that, then you need to show your metal, show your worth, basically.
Sure.
Yeah. So, okay, this one's quite fucked up. Have we reached the point, right, where we have more DJs than gig opportunities, meaning the inevitable, right? The more gigs I get means the less gig you get.
I don't agree.
You don't agree?
I don't agree.
No. Okay.
I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, that's what we are here for. We are the DJ bookers to filter out who are those that can. Maybe you try one or two fillers out, see whether they can actually play to a crowd. But if you don't, then you see how much they're willing to learn. You know, there are, after COVID, at your house, birthday party, walk up there,
his house got
and
DJ
I
booking
realized
also. Fuck.
everyone had a thumb drive.
Oh, tell us more about his birthday party, Siva.
No,
next one.
Wait, no, it's
what the
Lil's
fuck?
birthday
Lillian's
party.
birthday in
Lillian's birthday,
2022.
yeah, you were there. That's why I saw you shit. Walked up there, we had an indoor jam session. Everyone had a thumb drive. And I was just like, I'm not going to a house party with thumb drive, but I'm not opposed to it because it's so much more accessible now. And yeah, see, same thing back 2 years ago, I'll say. I would encourage people who go to clubs to learn just a bit of DJing. Doesn't mean that you need to go out and DJ, but at least it will help you appreciate more of what we're doing up there.
Yep.
I think there's a lot more DJs than opportunities, but that also it's translated to a good thing because previously you only can DJ in a club. After COVID, with the influx of DJs who have learned the craft through COVID, because they don't have the opportunities to play at the clubs, they start throwing their own parties, and that adds more diversity to
Hell yeah.
the scene. So yeah, it's I think personally there's a lot more DJs than clubs and or opportunities, but there are some DJs who make use of the opportunity to make their own statement, throwing their own parties. Xiao Social, they started doing their own parties, and now the parties are fucking excellent, man. Crowded every time. They're doing their own thing with their own sound. I'm just using them as an example, because they're friends of mine and I've seen their growth. But yeah, I don't think this would have happened pre-COVID.
No, but I think when you ask the question, so I think now with the ease of DJing, right, where it's so easy to pick up, you get two pools of people. One is the people who are truly
Into it.
into it and hungry to prove something, right, or to create something with their own collective, like Seal, like Masi, everything. Then you get the other one who are just
Glamour.
hey, look at me. Look at me.
Tiesto.
Look at me. And then that's the disparity, and then you have to choose who has the right heart in the right place, and who is just like a fuckle, egoistic kind of person. I think that's a distinguishing factor.
Yeah, so I guess as DJ booking managers, your role is to filter out the genuine ones, basically.
For sure. For sure.
And oftentimes I see on social media they are saying like, oh, no gatekeepers or whatever. You know the no gatekeeper trend, right? But come on, everything is about a business. If there's no revenue, the place cannot continue to survive, and we need filter for sure, man. And I think very often times, right, when you are booking a local DJ, it's really a lot about how you can maximize the revenue and stick to the club's identity. Unless you're so famous, right, that you can do your own thing and there's a group of people that will gather to come to your show, right? Sadly, you gotta stick to the club's policy. That's the POV, right? Yeah.
But it's not impossible. I mean, this even before COVID, that's how my brother Andrew got to where he is, because he was doing parties outside of clubs. He linked up with dancers. You can still do that. No issue. You just when the difference during COVID, it was all nobody knows about it, but now you can still do it.
And to be honest, I pay attention to people who are doing their own thing, rather than like, hey, I'm a DJ, here's my mix, that's it.
Yeah.
Rather than, hey, this is my collective, this is what I'm pushing. Okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I rather push
initiative.
I rather push you because you are actually into it, rather than I think that's a distinguishing factor. So.
He's in that particular genre or subculture that's in line with the club, and that will be perfect.
Yeah. If he's doing something good, musically fine. Sure.
So comes down to how Singapore nightlife industry manage the guest list culture. What about you guys? All make big establishments.
I have to play no English.
I'm just gonna put it straight out there for anyone that asks me for guest list. Don't say hello, how are you, how's it going? Just go straight to the point and tell me what your guest list is. Yeah, I don't have time for conversation. Just be straight up. I'll appreciate that.
I agree. Get to the point.
Because I think they're a bit guilty. Like, wow, I don't never catch up with Zushan already,
Yeah. Nah. But man, you know what? To be honest, guest list, it is annoying, especially when you're throwing your own parties. I depend on the cover charge to be able to cover my costs. This is as fun as it looks like. This is my living, and I depend on this to be able to have a comfortable living. That being said, I'm happy to I'm happy to give guest lists to friends who have been coming to my parties. Every party, I'm happy to give them guest lists from time to time, or if you're a student, money is not, you don't earn so much. Yeah, sure, but in general, not so much like I would prefer if people were to pay for cover. It helps. It helps me as a promoter. It helps the venue to continue doing what we are all doing.
Correct. I mean, I'm the same, man. I usually give priority to students, people who can't afford it. You want to have a good time? Sure, man. Come in for free. But I see like loaded people asking for guest list.
That is fucking annoying, bro.
I'm
I know you're a banker and then you
Yeah.
ask me for guest list.
I literally just don't reply till the party's over. Next day, like, oh, sorry, I didn't read your message. It's the most simplest way to get through
Sometimes
it.
these loaded people, depending if how close you are, you know them right now. If we know that if we give
They're
them
gonna
guest
spend
list,
money.
they will
Yeah,
spend
yeah,
triple what.
Fair.
Then
Yeah, that's
yeah.
a good. Yeah, that's a good.
But you have to know they'll spend lah.
Mm,
Just
mm,
walk in
mm,
and then have a drink
Yep.
outside.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just strange, you know. I know you're rich, but you don't want to. So I think it's also a think about a mindset thing. You feel like you are special when you are on the guest list.
You
yeah,
are,
no?
no, they do feel that. They do feel that. When they let all their friends in. Hey guys, I'm a club owner.
Feels special.
Have a good time.
I remember before COVID, there was a point of time when the guest list queue was like longer than the cover charge queue.
Yeah.
It's like, how is that special?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the barometer is if you can afford it, pay lah. All of us work fucking hard to fucking give you a good time. Just fucking pay. If you're a student or you're struggling, sure, ask for it and we'll give it to you, but you can afford it.
Especially if you're doing your own pop-ups.
Correct.
You
And
will have
Oh,
to
yeah.
make.
it's like us going to their restaurants and businesses and say, hey, can I have a free meal?
Yeah.
In essence,
Right.
it is like that.
Right. If you realize
So,
you go to a restaurant, you don't
yeah,
ask them for
yeah.
like free starter or something.
It's the same thing. So
Yeah.
I don't get why it's so different because alcohol is involved. Maybe I don't know. But
How does Tipsy handle it? Because Tipsy is, there's a lot of things, right? It's a lot of restaurants and then only one is club. You all have like a guest list policy.
I think we only have the guest list policy for Tipsy Unicorn. I think mainly we give it to the people we know. So it's a little bit more like personal kind of privilege.
Yeah, that's how it should be, right? Like how it was created in the first place, right? Guest list is really like, well, you know this guy or you're like day one fan, you know, yeah, support.
Especially like, you know, now we are working at smaller venues. Capacity is to, we have to play to our capacity.
So when you book an artist, right, from overseas to come over to Singapore, do they need to settle like any health checkup or relevant visa or anything? What are those kind of like back end complexities when booking an international act? This kind of paperwork stuff. Maybe Zushan want to go first.
Yeah, and the health checkup, everybody has to do already. It's a COVID thing. If you don't do a health checkup before, you can just scan the QR code.
Even after COVID, it was only in COVID.
Yeah, I mean, it's still health declaration form.
Okay.
You can do it beforehand, or you reach the terminal, you scan QR code, fill up.
arrival card as well, right?
Pretty much lah.
Singaporeans only do.
Yeah. But in terms of the visa
You
thing,
fly out, you come back, you need to submit the
Yeah,
arrival
that's why.
card, right?
in terms of the visa thing, it's we know that in the past, like if you're a performer and they a lot of these dancers, whatever, they come in, they do a health checkup, and then they usually perform, maybe even like a band for a bar, they perform for 1 month. That's their visa. Our guys are coming for one show. Can't expect them to come in 6 months before. So there are ways around it lah, but especially if you have the help of STB, they can get you an exemption for things like say do Zukwa or some other festival.
Yep.
Yeah, and in the past, from what I know, like the only couple of times where I actually have to apply for visa is for those people holding passports that they cannot just come into the country as a tourist. Yeah, like you say from China or Russia, we need to apply for visa just to enter the country. Then
That one will create like significant delays.
yeah. And if worst case scenario, you can just and this was done before. Not for me, it wasn't exercised by my side, but like the artist side, they asked us to basically they did it before. They crafted an invitation letter coming from us and we just signed it off. So basically, it becomes a business trip.
Oh,
Yeah, and at the end, we pay withholding tax.
pay withholding tax. Okay.
Yeah. So
What about for you guys? Is it around the same when booking international acts? Yeah, it's about the same, right? So,
and yeah, the bigger names they go through CIP terminal. So that's a private terminal. There's different phases sometimes we book for them, sometimes they arrange on their own. They can have themselves picked up at the Sky Bridge or even from the tarmac, send straight to the terminal privately, go through their own. That's how all the celebrities go through.
Which ex garnered this one?
carry them to their bed
Nah,
in
man,
the
all
hotel.
your Tiesto,
Oh, shit.
rehab, did it? Dimitri Vegas, like, man, all your big names always go to CIP.
Right. Away from the communists.
Yeah. It's peaceful, they can't, they go separately
Easy
and nobody
process.
else disturb them.
I see.
So another one is it seems that international DJs often receive significantly more marketing support as compared to local DJs. How does this disparity impact your booking strategy and the overall success of your event? International DJs receive significant marketing support as compared to local acts.
I don't think it's a disparity between international and local. It's just more so we are spending so much more on the international, right? We need to make back our money.
Yes.
That's why the marketing ad spend is much more for international, because I don't think we need. Yeah, I don't know. It's just us wanting to make back the money we spend. That's why we put a higher spending on marketing. But it's really about the same. I don't think we spend higher on international. It's for us. I mean, everyone's different, right? For us, local and international is the same. It's the same ad spend, unless it's a huge fucking DJ that need to fucking sell out. But I don't see any disparity among that. Per se, for us.
What about you guys?
I mean, I think usually, like, in general, that comes back to the question, why are we not being able to, why are we not marketed more as locals? Because they have more things. Going back to the artist thing, if you become a producer, then, once you're on stage at command that fee, you should be an artist already. And no offense to all hip-hop DJs, there's one reason why I stopped playing hip-hop a long time ago, because it just got stuck after a while.
Yep.
Not everybody's Jazzy Jazz, not everybody's like Kenny Beats and all these. Let's move on to other things, and there's so many other different kinds of music. Steve Angelo is a turntablist to begin with from the start. So
DJ Snake
well.
as
So
well,
like,
DJ Snake was a hip-hop artist.
a turntablist.
Yeah.
So it's like, hip hop DJ is fun, but there's a limit at some point. So if you really want to like get up there, become an artist, produce. Then that's where you have more. Why international DJs can be marketed more? Because they have more material. They have more things. What do we have?
I think to be realistic to the person asking the question, if you put 1,000 ad spend on me, sure, like, okay, I don't know who the F James Selva is, but cool. But you put 1,000 ad spend on Tiesto, like, hey, fuck guys, Tiesto.
Yeah.
Send.
The name recognition.
So it's just the way it is, man. Like, I don't think it should be an issue per se. Yeah, but it is what it is.
Use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
So basically, you have to build your brand to the point that it's worth spending money
Fair.
on you
100%.
because at the end of the day,
100%.
the clubs are really spending a lot of money to book all these DJs, and they don't want to make a further loss.
100%.
Yeah. So, maybe we can head to the last thing already. Maybe each of you can encounter, right? What is your worst DJ booking experience? Don't need to say the name lah. Come on.
Man, I've been really fortunate with my bookings, but I guess that's also because it's all our bookings under Civilian Affairs has been very deliberate. So we've been very fortunate. Most of the guys we've booked, they've become friends. So I don't think I have any negative experiences under Civilian Affairs or even with Potato Head 1939. That being said, I have DJed in many clubs. Previously, before COVID, I was a resident at Selva. I've seen some shit. Let's just put it that way. Yeah.
3 letters.
Bro, we worked together at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
No names.
Is it because there are less divas in the underground scene as compared to mainstream music?
Man, I think divas are everywhere. Whether you play techno or hip hop or top 40s, if you're a bitch, you're a bitch. I guess I just been lucky with the bookings that I've had. It also kind of puzzles me why people are like that. You're in a new country, meeting new people. You can use this opportunity to make a good impression and leave that city with more fans and friends. But for some people, they think they are superstars and they're stuck in this ego mindset. I don't know, bro.
I bet you can answer that question.
Yes.
and this was when I started booking. I started booking in a later time, and I hear all the stories of the assholes. You know, certain DJs who made our bookers cry for certain requests. You know,
Oh.
multiple ones. So I've heard the stories, and sometimes, you know, if you prepare yourself before you meet them to treat them with like extra care, you realize they're not that bad. And the thing is, see, COVID came around, everybody, all the assholes just turned and changed. You know, I mean, especially if their stock price like dropped lah. Most of the time, the assholes are either like they are drunk off their face, or a lot. Sometimes you remember they're human beings also. They could be jet lagged as hell. They just don't want to talk to people. So sometimes, sometimes it's just unfortunate. So I've been fortunate to not get the assholes. The worst I won't even say it's the worst experience. It's just the most dumb asshole was not even a big name DJ. He was like some Vegas DJ. Drunk off his face, and he kept saying, you know, the CJ something wrong. He got our sound guy to change the CJ 2-3 times.
Oh,
And then he texted me again. It's just like, dude, CJ's school.
Oh, shit.
I walked up there, I looked at the mixer, and his crossfader was the other way. I just clicked it. I was like, I'm out. Yeah. So usually it's barely the A-listers. Yeah, but sometimes you get the A-list DJs who are assholes, but usually they go through their tour manager. Their tour manager does the dirty work for them. So
Right.
What's the question again, bro? Sorry.
You got see any assholes or not?
yeah,
Bad experience.
worst booking experience.
In this 8 months, I've seen one guy really sell my experience of how DJ should be.
Oh.
I will not mention names. I don't think I can say it on camera what he asked me. But mine, he was set to play a 2.5 hour set. He was so fried when he came here. He played 90 minutes. Say, bro, I can't do it anymore. I'm done. It's like, okay, bro, yeah, that's fine. But the next day when I texted the agency, like, hey man, he under-delivered. He was 50% of 100% of what a human DJ should be. I was like, is this how you guys operate? And they're like, sorry man, this is the contract, blah blah. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, but it was only one experience that
So you still paid full fee?
you pay full fee.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
And that's where I realized, like, you know what, some of these international DJs, so that's why I'll try to as much support locals as I can, but this international DJ really soured it for me because 99% of them were G's, like they're so into music, they're passionate, that they'll play without even drinking. Those are DJs you want to see, right? Just the music drives them. Then you'll get these kind of guys who will ask you for. But for me, I was like, dude, what the hell? We are so looking forward to see you, and this is what you asked me. Like, that's when you start to realize, like, okay, there's some DJs who are into it, some DJs they're here onto the right, get their money, get their sex, drugs, rock and roll, and chow. So like, yeah, I guess you have to distinguish between who's the right people and who's not.
Just one thing I have to give a shout about Singapore local DJs. Like, I'm been around, right, and like you see some of Singapore, like playing at certain gigs where you have DJs from different regions, right? A lot of the Singaporean DJs are very responsible, very professional. They show up, remember, they don't
Hell
get
yeah.
mask out of their face, they
Correct.
play, and then they go and party.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be. Like,
But then other regions, they're like the opposite.
Is it because they got too many opportunities already?
I don't
So they're
know.
so sian of it.
no, actually, that is the main reason. No? This guy was
Singapore is like, oh my god, I got a gig. Holy shit.
correct. It's the hunger, right? So if you're playing 200 shows a year, versus
Yeah.
someone playing 20 shows a year, do you know the disparity?
There you go.
That's why some DJs cost more because they need a tour manager to babysit them.
Yeah, fly 2%.
And more, you know, like visual teams and all that, fair enough. But sometimes you need the tour manager to babysit them.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I would say 95% of DJs are proper music hits.
Yep.
And then you get the riffraff. Like in any industry, you always get the riffraff who, fuck it up, right?
Marcus, you book a lot of international acts also. So how?
I think most of them have been very pleasant experiences.
Are you the one picking them up from the airport and everything?
Yeah, I think I've picked up most of them personally. I
So
think
far,
all,
so
have,
good.
all have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no bad experiences.
Because it's so hard, right, for you to like kind of like know beforehand, right? So in the DJ booking manager circle, right, do you have like a DJ Yelp review list or something that they can rate 5 stars for this guy?
I think we talk among ourselves, but as professionals, I don't think we put anything on the internet.
But for me also now I look at experience and age, because I give you 2 examples. So this guy I was talking about was a super young kid, less than 30 years old.
Oh.
So maybe that's why he's like that. He hasn't gone through life. But then again, another DJ who's 55, he's Chus in Los Santos. He's an established DJ. And bro, like when I saw him, I've never most DJs they don't come with headphones. He was listening to music, bro. When I picked up my headphone, I was like, okay.
Who's this, bro?
Chus in Los Santos.
They're playing for you next month, yeah?
Next one again. So I was like, okay, this guy trying to fake or what? Then, bro, when I met him for dinner, he said, bro, you can cancel one more act. I don't mind playing the whole night long. That's it. You for real or what? You've been in the circuit for 30 years now, and you still have this hunger? Like, that for me is like a true fucking musician who is like in it for life lah. And then, yeah. So that for me was like super like, okay, this is how it should be, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, Ferry Costin does all night recently. MRK, shout out Ferry. Yeah, at his age, still parties, drink so much. Yeah,
I feel the OG still have that
They
kind of
do.
attitude.
they like to build their journey.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I won't say bad booking as well, but this one is a bit of something I'll share. Like, it actually is to do with the team, not so much the DJ. This certain DJ flew in with a 10-man team. Cool, doesn't matter. Big name.
10-man team.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Big name, normal lah.
I see Zuka a lot, yeah.
So after that,
Wow.
then because of the size of the team, the liaison duty is split in half. This was just the club one, not even the festival.
Okay.
So split in half. Half of the team go to the club to do sound check, and then the other half, I followed the half with the artist and his friends to go to Selva Sky Bar. Or not even Sky, maybe you probably know who he is. So there, and yeah, but he's okay. You know, he's somebody who likes to travel around and learn about cultures.
Okay.
So he was actually really cool. But when I was done with him, you know, brought to Gardens by the Bay, then joined me at hotel, I heard a lot of stories that happened on Team B, the production team, and this just opened, and they started like just drinking champagne, which I think for some they assumed that was their rider. They ran out and they ran into Capitol and they stole champagne. On CCTV. Yeah.
Stole
Stole the champagne. And I came back, I saw that champagne, I was like, dude, there's no Dom Perignon on that rider.
Yikes.
So that was one already. It was already bad rap. And then time for show pickup. Everybody awake already. Guess who couldn't wake up? The tour manager.
Oh shit.
Man, in a situation like that, how do you handle that?
I mean, in that situation, I'm glad there was a 10-man team. And especially the DJ himself. He was like, you know what? Screw this, just open his door. So I opened the door, he got up and went to the club, did the show, everything fine. So I heard apparently the next day he missed his flight. And a few months later, we had Yellow Claw come down. I was like talking to the tour manager and then told him about this story about the tour manager. He said, oh, the tour manager got fired mid-tour.
Okay.
But why would you accept a DJ with a 10-man team? Unless he's so big that you have to.
Yeah, it's a big name. You know, they have a soundtrack filler. They have one lighting filler, one visual filler, one.
One guy to dust off your buttons and your
Blow
mixer.
your USB.
That's wonderful, man. The turntables, the brush.
I see.
I mean, even James Hype got 5-man team already, right? You think about it. Yeah.
But respect you. He was probably one of the best show DJ sets I saw last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, just.
You went to Zoom for James?
No, I didn't go. I went to the marquee one. It's been a while since I've seen a club DJ at that level constantly doing something.
Okay.
There was no point in time where he just let the music run and then from the start to end he was always
Like house music turntablism.
yeah. He never played one song the full way. It was always pop 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 and like
Hardworking guy. Huh?
super hardworking and very energetic. Don't drink, everything just all pop, just showmanship. But entertaining, fun, good set.
Okay, great. I think we can kind of close off this session already. Do you all have any last closing statements on how we can level up this clubbing scene together? Maybe like a short 1 minute from each of you as we close this. Like, stop giving out free guest lists to all the clubs.
Come early. Come to the parties early.
Is 10 to 4 still viable? Or should we revert to like Vegas 8 to 2?
8 to 2 sounds good.
Yeah, dude, 8 to 2 sounds good. Next day can still work, right?
We are getting old. Yeah. But I think it depends on the venue as well.
Yeah.
But speaking of old, yeah. We're not going to be doing this for that much longer. And it dawned on me for a while that there's not many of us around. And there's not many other potential bookers coming up soon. So,
Yes.
you know, I know a lot of people want to try and make it as an artist. There's the opportunity to. But if you are able to do pop-up parties with no interest whatsoever, come and, you know, get yourself in the game for DJ bookers. It's not about, you know, joining the club, but the only reason why I do it is the best way to make contacts and learn things behind the scenes. And you meet some of the best people, really. Like from the DJs to the managers to the agents, like you build relationships that will never end.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like they are, at the end, they're all human beings. Yeah. So I'm looking for a shadow. If you're interested, ring me up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, shadow leh.
It's not that hard, really. It's just
It's
No one will
paperwork
do it.
intensive, man.
yeah.
You really need to know that you are up for the challenge, lah. If you're bad at paperwork, please.
But the paperwork will help you learn how it works.
Yes.
That's-
How the scene works, yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, look after your DJs. You know, there's not many of us also. And with the new ones coming out, all the more, in order to look to mentor the young, we need to look after our current DJs.
Yes.
And to add on to Zushan's point, DJing is fun, throwing parties is really nice, understanding numbers and how the business works is also really, really essential. And it's really not boring at all. It's actually pretty fun if you know. Yeah. So come early and learn your numbers. And don't ask for guest lists.
Yes. Okay, lastly, maybe James and Marcus, anything else to add? That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing?
I think for me, I just want to say that
Let it out, bro.
I think people watching, I think I don't have the best rep sometimes, but I think what I want to see is for us to band together, because I understand. We all have our own creative pursuits. We all have our own egos. We want to be the top dog in the game. But when I see stories of people saying like, oh, I didn't get my license this time because police didn't let me, then, oh, bo pian lor. This is the way it is. This is not the way it is. If you actually use your brain and you band together with the people who care for something to push this music community, you can achieve much greater in numbers rather than your siloed collectives. Yes, you guys are very cool. I'll take my hats off to you. But if you all shed your layers of ego and all of us band together as a community, we can achieve much more in terms of, number one, funding from Singapore Tourism Board. That is all I want. And if you guys really you all want to work together, we can do it. And also, shout out to Revit. I want a sponsorship, please. It's amazing.
I'm down to my last one at home. Give me another 2 packs.
My name is James Selva. Reach out to me.
Revit is fucking awesome, man. Yeah. I'll send you. Yeah, Revit is fucking awesome. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for spending the time with us. I hope you guys learned something from this at home. DJ booking manager, definitely a very niche job. You know, there's fewer and fewer of you guys, and we need more new blood. And you are technically the boss of all the DJs. So if you are interested, hit these guys up, and then yeah, hopefully you can get a fulfilling career, man.
Don't call me, I'll call you.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Valerie. Appreciate it.